So far, the spring has acted an awful lot like winter. It's been pretty cold out there, but things are starting to warm up, just like our local housing market. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about the Lake County housing market, as well as the local news and updates that are happening. If you're new here, hi, my name is Cheyenne Blue. I'm a local realtor here in Lake County with Better Homes and Gardens Wine Country. This channel is all about real estate, local stories, local lore, and other things that are happening here in Lake County. And I am so glad to have you be a part of my channel. If you like this stuff, please feel free to like and subscribe and share this video if you know somebody that may be interested in stuff like this. So around certain areas of the lake, we have some road issues. We've had potholes, some roads that are still dirt, you know. Well, something that is being worked on bit by bit, millions of dollars helping the city of Clear Lake fix their roads, and that is still happening. Now, over $20 million in highway projects have also been approved. $18 million of this funding will go towards repairs in Upper Lake for a roadway, guardrail, and other improvements. $3.1 million was allocated towards the removal of hazardous trees on the US 101, Routes 1 and 175 at various locations in both Lake and Mendocino County. If you drive around, you can definitely tell that these workers are going so hard at it and doing their best to bring us beautiful roads that are safe and easy to drive on. The Unok Valley Resort project has taken a step forward. California Ag has reached a settlement with the developers. California Attorney General's office has dropped its objections after winning concessions from the developers related to wildfire risks, evacuation safety, and greenhouse gas emissions. The settlement moves the Lotus Lands investment groups and its supporters one step closer to realizing the long-held plans for the 25-mile patch of fire-prone landscape east of Middletown that they hope one day will boast a luxury international destination resort with 5 boutique hotels, about 600 rooms, and resort apartments. The resort also plans on holding 1,400 residential villas. I did a video talking more in depth about this project. If you want to see that, I'm going to link it below and put it in the cards here. A lot of division when it comes to this project. A majority of our officials see this as being a large economic boost, and then on the other side, there's a lot of people that are worrying about the repercussions that this could have to the rest of the county. But this also does add value to the community by supplying a lot more jobs for construction and having to actually operate the facilities. There is a lot that goes into it, but I can understand there is a lot of worry because this is something unknown and we're not really entirely sure how exactly this is going to play out. And as for a lot of people being worried about the resort, Lake County has always been a very resort-based community and a very tourism-based community. For the longest time, we had multiple resorts all over the place, and people from all over the world would come to these resorts. It just so happens that a lot of these resorts ended up burning down or going out of business. So really, this is something that has been around in Lake County for a long time and has been a huge draw and a huge moneymaker for Lake County. But really, we'll see how things play out, and I have a lot of hopes for this project. I really hope that everything goes well and that it really is what they're saying it is, because it really seems like an amazing opportunity for our community. So yes, even though there was a huge step forward for this development, they still have a lot of hoops to jump through before they're actually able to start really developing. I am a total sucker for butterflies, and our agricultural center now has a beautiful butterflies and moss display that you can view at 883 Lakeport Boulevard in Lakeport. If you've seen some of my other videos, Lake County has an abundance of wildlife, from fish to animals, and butterflies is definitely one of those things that we have a lot of, and hundreds of species are present here in Lake County and Mendocino County. This educational display is going to be absolutely amazing for both children and adults alike, and you can bet I'm going to be taking my kids there to check them out. Robinson Rancheria, the Big Valley Pomo Indians, and the Lake County Water Resources Control Board are working on protections for the Clear Lake hitch. Now, what are the Clear Lake hitch? The Clear Lake hitch are a type of minnow that are specifically here in Clear Lake. They are not found anywhere else, and these fish have become endangered. So what these groups are doing is they're getting together and working on removing non-native carp and goldfish that are just becoming a huge detriment to the species. The fish have dramatically declined in numbers due to a combination of factors between the predation of non-native fish, lack of water in the streams, and some stream beds just being in absolute disrepair that they normally are in. These fish are a huge part of our local indigenous tribes. They used to be seen in the tens of thousands, and now you barely see them anywhere. So they are really trying to work hard and work together in order to try to bring these beautiful fish back to our community. Now, onto the Lake County housing market. I'm not going to lie to you guys, it was very concerning there starting out. In January, numbers were significantly below what they were in January of last year. But then in February, we saw those numbers spike up quite a bit, and those have continued to hold steady in March. Now, there are a variety of factors that were causing these numbers. One, we had the interest rates just double. And though overall interest rates are lower than they have been historically, they are the highest that they've been overall in the last 20 years. And that's definitely a bit of a shock factor to some people. Granted, they have come down in the last few months, but there for a minute, yes, they were historically the highest they've been in the last 20 years. So when you're looking at it from the interest rate to how much money you're spending, yeah, technically you would be spending more because of how much the interest rates were. Now they have gone to more of a steady, stable amount, and people are back out there wanting to buy. So things are definitely looking better. We still don't have a ton of inventory, but overall, not just in Lake County, but looking overall in California, we're starting to see a lot of numbers drop in the more city type areas. Those numbers, their market prices seem to be dropping, where here in Lake County, our rural areas, they seem to be going up. So it does make sense because a lot of people are leaving the higher priced areas and coming to the more rural communities where they can spend less and get more property, a bigger house. And I mean, a lot of the areas are gorgeous too. Going back to what I said about the inventory. So we do have a little bit more homes on the market this year than we do last year. However, it's still around the same. So last year, our inventory was at about 342 homes that were active on the market. And then right now we have 398 homes that are active on the market. So there is a little bit more for people to choose from. With closed sales, in January we saw 51, and then in February we saw 54, and then in March we saw this spike all the way up to 82 closed sales. Those numbers look great, and I'm very happy seeing those. They're still a little bit less than what we've had the last few years, but they're still overall doing pretty good. Now, the thing that has me concerned is our pending sales. So pending sales have reduced significantly from what they were back in 2022. Because back in 2022, January we had 103, February we had 99, and then in March we had 111. Well, you come over to January of 2023, then you have 52 pending sales. And then you see it spike up in February to 73, which that kind of correlates along with having all those closed sales that we did in March. But here's what I'm concerned about. So February, we have 73 pending sales. March, 28. So this is telling me that we should probably see things be kind of slow in April. Now, what I am seeing personally and working with the clients that I do and everything is basically any of the houses that are 300,000 and under, they're still going really fast. And that's because there's a lot of people that are in that market looking for houses in that price point. As long as they have everything that they need done to them and they're financeable, they go so fast. It's 300,000 and over. It seems that those homes are sitting on the market for longer than they were the last few years. Is this a sign of a total market crash? It could be. but I don't think it's going to be anything like 2008. But we are definitely seeing something happening here. And it's something that I'm definitely concerned about looking at the numbers. I don't want to scare you guys, but these are the stats. And these are stats that I definitely want you guys paying attention to, because here we are in March. And typically, if you look at the way the graphs go, March is supposed to be a month where we see a slight incline. It inclines into March, going into April. May really starts picking up. June, July, like May, June, July is usually when we see the most activity. So we'll have to pay attention to these numbers in April. And I think by May, we will really know which way this market is going to be heading. Well, that is all that I have for you guys today. And you're going to want to make sure your notification bell is on, because I am going to be doing some really cool local lore stories coming up. We're going to be talking about Bigfoot, we're going to be talking about UFOs, and we're going to be talking about the lake monster. So these are all going to be different videos, and I am so excited to bring these to you guys. I'm also going to be trying to work with some local professionals to get some of their input on things. And yeah, I am so ecstatic to be bringing these to you. So make sure and stay tuned. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you soon. Bye.